Next question is question 4. Chromium is the element with atomic number 24 in the periodic table. Okay. The A part is the main ore of chromium is chromite, which contains FeCr2O4. Okay. FeCr2O4 reacts with carbon, and the first part is complete the equation for this reaction. FeCr2O4 reacts with 4 moles of carbon, gives you Fe plus 2Cr. Now what is left? I am left with carbon 4 and oxygen how many? 4. It means it will be carbon monoxide. 4 of carbon monoxide will be produced. That should be the first part or completion of this equation, 4CO. Suggests one disadvantage of extracting chromium by this reaction. As we can see, carbon monoxide is formed, which is a toxic pollutant. So that can be a disadvantage. Along with this, I can also write the chromium produced will have carbon in it. This chromium produced reacts with carbon, forming an impure chromium. Impurity of chromium will be there and making it brittle, and the chromium will become brittle. This can also be a disadvantage. Additionally, if you want, you can write. B part is chromium can be mixed with nickel and other elements to form stainless steel or chrome steel, we can say. Name the type of substance formed. Type of substance, okay. When we mix the metal with other elements, okay. It means type of substance means alloys. When we mix one metal with other metal or with other elements, homogeneously we form alloys. Next is ammonium dichromate. Cr27 is dichromate ion. NH42 plus ammonium. So it's ammonium dichromate. Ammonium dichromate, name of this compound. Contains chromium. A negative ion in this is the dichromate ion Cr27, 2 minus. State the sum of oxidation numbers in the ion. Whenever we see an ion, the sum of oxidation number will be always equal to the charge on the ion. And what is the charge? -2. The answer will be -2. The oxidation number of each oxygen in Cr27, 2 minus is -2. We have to determine the oxidation number of each chromium. Okay. How to do it? Cr27, 2 minus. I will take chromium as x. So it will be 2x plus oxygen is -2 plus 2 -2 into 7, and that will be equal to the charge on this ion, that is -2. Okay. Or I can say 2x equals to plus 12 because it goes there and convert into 14 minus 2, and that is plus 12. X equals to 12 upon 2, that is equals to 6. Answer will be 6. Or plus 6. Answer will be plus 6 because we always write a charge whenever we write oxidation number. Oxidation number should always be accompanied with a charge, plus minus. So we have to write plus 6. That should be the correct answer for this. Next part is when ammonium dichromate is heated, the following reaction occurs. Okay, ammonium dichromate is decomposing to form Cr2O3, water and nitrogen gas. Okay, calculate the volume of nitrogen gas produced at RTP when 1.26 gram of ammonium dichromate is heated and MR given is 252. Number of moles we have to find out. How to find out moles? Moles equals to given mass upon MR. What is the given mass of ammonium dichromate? 1.26 gram. 1.26. What is the MR? 252. 1.26 divided by 252. That gives you 0.005. 0.005. Answer is 0.005 mole. Okay. Next is determine the number of moles of nitrogen formed. If I see this equation, 1 mole of ammonium dichromate gives you 1 mole of nitrogen. 1 mole gives you 1 mole, that is the ratio. I can say 1 mole of NH4 whole twice Cr2O7 ammonium dichromate gives you 1 mole of N2. It means 0.005 mole of ammonium dichromate will give you 0.005 mole of N2. Answer is again 0.005. Calculate the volume of nitrogen formed at RTP. In order to find the volume, the formula is moles into RTP volume, which is 24 dm3. What is the moles? Moles is 0.005 multiplied by 24 dm3. The answer will be 0.12 dm3, and I want in centimeter cube, therefore I will multiply by 1000. What I will get 120 centimeter cube. That should be the answer for this question. Question number 4. Question number 5, which says that alkali metals are reactive elements. State the group number of alkali metals, and we know that alkali metals, they are in group number 1 of the periodic table. Answer is group 1. Identify the alkali metal which is the highest melting point. Alkali metals are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium and francium. And as we move down the group, that is from lithium to cesium, francium, the size goes on increasing, and due to the increase in size, the strength of metallic bond goes on decreasing. Hence, the melting point will also goes on decreasing. Therefore, the highest melting point will be of lithium. Lithium will be the highest melting point. Highest density, down the group, density always increases in the complete periodic table. As we move down the group, density always increases. Hence, the highest density will be of cesium or francium, but it is radioactive, therefore we consider cesium. Lowest density, lowest reactivity. Reactivity of alkyl metals increases down the group because tendency to lose electron increases. Therefore, the reactivity will increase down the group as they have more tendency to lose electrons. Hence, we can say cesium is the most reactive and lithium is the least reactive. So, they are asking you lowest reactive. Answer will be lithium again. Li. Burns with a lilac flame. Alkyl metals, when they are burnt in a flame, they give a characteristic color like sodium gives a yellow color. Potassium gives a lilac flame. Answer will be potassium or K. Is found in fertilizers to improve plant growth. Potassium is basically found in NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium is the most important fertilizer. Then answer will be again potassium. Okay. Next, part C, sodium sulfide Na2S is an ionic compound. Complete figure 5.1 to show the electronic configuration of the ions in sodium sulfide. Show the charges on the ions. Now, when sodium sulfide is formed, the configuration of NH281, it will lose this electron to form 2H. Therefore, the charge will be +1 and it will have one more shell here. In that, it will have only 8 electrons and the 1 electron has gone and transferred to sulfide. The sulfur has configuration 2, 8, 6. The configuration of sulfur will be 2, 8 and 6. It accepts 2 electrons for both the sodium atoms and the configuration will become 2, 8, 8. It means it will have one more shell around it, and that will contain 6 electrons of sulfur itself, 4, 5 and 6, and 1 electron coming from both the sodium atoms. Answer, the sign will be 2 negative, 2 minus. Okay, and again the same, sodium will have 6 electrons, 8 electrons outermost shell. These 2, 4, 6 and 2, 8. 1 is given to, earlier it was 281 and 1 is given to sulfur. Therefore, the configuration is 2, 8 and the charge again +1. This will be the structure for C. The D part says rubidium has only 2 naturally occurring atoms, Rb85 and Rb87. State the term given to these naturally occurring atoms of rubidium. When an element exists in 2 or more than 2 forms having same atomic number but different mass number. So what they have same atomic number but different mass number. Mass number is different. Why? Because they have different number of neutrons. They are called as isotopes and we call them isotopes. It means these two are isotopes of each other. Complete the table 5.1 to show the number of protons, neutrons and electrons in the atom. Now this represents the number of, in rubidium 85, the number of neutrons plus proton is 85 and here it is 87. The atomic number of rubidium is 37. Rb 37. Therefore, the number of protons will be 37 and 37 in both because they have same number of protons. Number of neutrons in Rb85 is 85 minus 37, that is equals to 48. And here it will be 87 minus 37, that is equals to 50. What about electrons? Since it is a neutral atom, the number of electrons will be equals to number of proton. But it is a positively charged atom, therefore it has lost 1 electron. Hence, the number of proton will be more, electron will be less, that is 36. That should be the answer for this complete table. Next is the relative atomic mass of rubidium to 1 decimal place 85.5. Determine the relative abundance of Rb85. Express your answer as percentage. Okay. For doing such type of question, we'll consider let the percentage abundance of Rb85, rubidium 85 equals to X. Okay. You can write here, doesn't matter. Thus, percentage abundance of Rb87 will be equals to 100 minus X because the total percentage abundance will be 100. I can say 100 minus X. Now, in order to find percentage abundance, I am writing abundance in AB, abundance of isotope 1 into atomic mass of isotope 1 plus percentage abundance ABD of isotope 2 into atomic mass of isotope 2 upon 100. That is the formula. Putting the values of RAM and the percentage abundance is 85.5 is the RAM equals to the percentage abundance of the first isotope is X into atomic mass is 85 plus 100 minus X is the percentage abundance of the second isotope, atomic mass 87 upon 100. On solving it, I will get 85.5 into 100 equals to 85X plus 100 into 87 minus 87X. Rearranging and solving it, I will get 8550 minus 8700 equals to 85x minus 87x. I can say minus 150 equals to minus 2x. X equals to 75%. It means the percentage abundance of isotope 1 is 75%. That should be the answer for this question. 75% is RB85 and 25% is RB87. Okay. Now the question 6 says ethene C2H4 is the first member, C2H4 ethene is the first member of family of similar compounds which contains alkenes as a functional group. Family of similar compound is homologous series. It means it's the first member of homologous series of alkene C2H4. State the term for a family of similar compounds which contains the same functional group. We call it homologous series. Already written up, homologous series. What it is, it's a series of organic compounds having same molecular formula, adjacent member differ by CH2 group, and they have same or similar chemical properties, and the physical property shows a regular gradient. They are called as homologous series or homologous compounds. B part is determine the difference in relative atomic mass between C2H4 and the next member. The first member is C2H4, the next member will be C3H6, and the difference is of CH2 group. Therefore, the atomic mass difference is 12 plus 2, that is 14 AMU. There will be a difference of 14 AMU atomic masses between the two adjacent members. Write the symbol equation for complete combustion of C2H4. When we combust C2H4 completely or any organic compound completely, it always produces carbon dioxide and water, CO2 plus H2O. If I balance this equation, then it will be 2 CO2 and 2 H2O, and oxygen will be 4 and 2 6, 3 O2. This will be the balancing. C2H4 is a gas, oxygen is also a gas, CO2 is also a gas, but water produced in this is liquid. During combustion, water is always produced in liquid state. D part is C2H4 reacts with steam to form ethanol. Yes, it's a hydration reaction. It is hydration reaction. C2H5 reacts with the steam to form ethanol, and it's an exothermic reaction minus 45.5 kJ per mole. The process happens in a closed system and the reaction reaches an equilibrium. Okay. The condition for this process are 300 degrees Celsius, 60 atm pressure. S3PO4 is used as a catalyst. Okay. Complete the table 6.1 to show the effect, if any, on the concentration of C2H4 when the following changes or conditions are applied. What is going to ask is when we do a change to the reaction at equilibrium, what will happen to the concentration of C2H4? That is the backward reaction. C2H4 is in backward side. So basically, we have to look whether these conditions taking the reaction to backward or not. If taking to backward, then the concentration will increase. If not taking to backward, then the concentration will decrease. Okay, the first is temperature decreases. Since it's an exothermic reaction, a decrease in temperature will take the reaction in forward direction only. Decrease in temperature take the reaction in forward direction, and when the reaction is moving in forward direction, it means the concentration of C2H4 will decrease. The effect on concentration of C2H4, it will be decrease. Answer will be decrease. Some C2, next part is some C2H5OH is removed. I am removing this product ethanol. When you remove the product, again the reaction moves in forward direction if the products are removed. It means again the concentration of C2H4 decreases. Okay, pressures increase. As we can see, these are all gases, and here since there are 2 moles, 1 mole plus 1 mole, there are 2 moles of gases. Here it is 1 mole of gas. Hence pressure is high at the reactant side and pressure is low at the product side. Wherever the moles are high, the pressure is high. When the moles are low, the pressure is low. Now I am increasing pressure. So when pressure increases, it will move towards decreasing the pressure. And where the pressure is low, pressure is low. Whenever you increase pressure, reaction move towards lower mole side. And where is lower mole side in this case? Again forward direction. Again the answer is decreases. Again the concentration of C2H4 will decrease. Reaction moves in forward direction. Now if we use a catalyst increases the rate of forward and backward reaction with equal extent. Hence it will not change the concentration of C2H4 Answer will be no change. Clear? So these are the answers for this part. The second part says, explain in terms of collision theory why the rate of forward reaction increases if the temperature increases. Whenever we increase temperature, on increasing temperature, what happens? If temperature is increased, it means it will increases the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy of the particles, the kinetic energy Ke of particles will increase. Particles means all gaseous reactants and product, the kinetic energy will increase. And when kinetic energy increases, the number of particles having energy greater than activation energy, this is EA is activation energy. Energy greater than activation energy will increase because we are increasing kinetic energy will increase. Number of particles having energy greater than activation energy will increase. Frequency of collision will increase. Frequency of collision between the particles will increase. Number of collision per unit time will increase. And when frequency of collision will increase, that is number of successful collision will increase, and more the number of successful collision per unit time will increase. And more the number of successful collision, higher will be the rate of reaction. Thus, rate of forward as well as backward reaction both increases. If it is asking about forward, it will increase, backward also increase. The rate of forward reaction increases. And since the temperature is increased, rate of forward reaction increases to a lesser extent than backward reaction. Why? Because the reaction is exothermic in nature. Both will increase, but to a lesser extent than backward reaction. Increase in temperature will always increase the rate of reaction, but the increase in rate of reaction for forward reaction will be to a lesser extent than backward reaction. That should be the answer. Why? Because the reaction is exothermic in nature, since reaction is exothermic in forward direction. Clear? That should be the answer for the second part. Next, the E part, a compound B has displayed this formula in figure A6.1. Now, if you see this diagram, there is a double bonded carbon here and one COH group here, one CS3 group here, one COH group here, and one H group here. Okay. Now, what is asking? Deduce the molecular formula of the compound. We have to find out the molecular formula of compound. That is, we have to calculate the total number of carbon atoms. How many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is C5. How many hydrogen atoms are there? Hydrogen atoms are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. C5H6. C5H6. Now, oxygen atoms 1, 2, 3 and 4. C5H6O4. That will be the molecular formula of compound B. C5H6 1, 2, 3, 4. C5H6O4. There are 4 oxygen atoms, 1 here, 2, and then 3, and then 4. C5H6O4. That should be the answer for this compound. Now, state why the compound is unsaturated. Since it contains a double bonded carbon atoms, and these double bonded carbon atoms tells about the unsaturation. And these are what? These are the carboxylic acid group. This is also a carboxylic acid group. They are not telling about unsaturation. Double bonded carbon atom is telling about unsaturation. So why it's unsaturated? Since it contains, or the compound contains C double bond C double bonded carbon atoms. Okay. Carbon atoms with double bond. Draw the structure of one repeat unit of polymer formed when compound B undergoes addition polymerization. It is unsaturated, it will undergo addition polymerization at this point. This point it will undergo addition polymerization. So when I have to make it, I will write these two carbon atoms first. I will write these two carbon atoms first. That is C and single bond. C, the double bond will break. These two carbon atoms I am writing first. Okay. Once I written this, then I have to put groups above and below it. For this carbon, there is one COH group and one H group on this carbon. One COH and one COH and one H group. For one carbon, I will put COOH group and one H group. To this, the second carbon, on this carbon number 2, This carbon, there is one CH3 group and one COH group. So I'll put one CH3 group and one COH group. And these will polymerize whole, and this is the one repeating unit of the polymer. You have to remember that you always polymerize at this double bonded carbon atom or this unsaturated carbon atom. Always polymerization at this point. At this point you have to polymerize. This will be my polymerization carbon. Double bonded carbon or unsaturated carbon, they will undergo polymerization and the group attached to it come up or below it. So I put it one COH group up and one H group for this carbon and one CH3 group and one COH group on this carbon. Clear? Explain why 1 mole of compound B, 1 mole of compound B, it reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. Since in this compound there are carboxylic acid, compound B contains 2 carboxylic acid groups per molecule, and these two will react with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide. Hence the answer will be 1 mole of this B reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide, forming the sodium salts. As compound B contains 2 COOH or acidic groups per molecule, hence 1 mole of B will react with 2 mole NaOH, carboxylic acid per molecule, and these will react with, which reacts with NaOH. These group will react with NaOH. Therefore, 1 mole of B will react with 2 mole of NaOH. Okay. The next part is calculate the volume in centimeter cube of 0.205 mole per dm cube NaOH. What is this? The concentration of NaOH that will react with 0.1 mole of compound B. Okay. According to the first part, 1 mole of compound B reacts with 2 mole NaOH. Therefore, the moles of NaOH will be equals to the moles of compound B, which is 0.1 into 2. 0.1 moles of compound B is 0.1 and into 2 will be equal to 0.2. 0.2 mole is required to react with 1 mole of compound B, moles of NaOH. Now we know that C equals to N upon V, and since we have to calculate volume, volume equals to N upon C. Thus, what I will get, my N is 0.2, volume will be equal to 0.2 upon C, which is what? Which is 0.250. 0.250. That gives you volume which is 0.8 dm cube. 0.8 dm cube multiplied by 1000. What I will get? I will get 800 centimeter cube of the volume of NaOH, which is required to react with compound B. That should be the answer for this question. That's all about this paper, and I hope it will be useful to you. Please go through it. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much. One more thing, for any further help in IGCSE course material as well as for the papers, test papers, series, test series, etc., you can visit this ivijyain.com. If you explore this website, you will find the courses on IGCSE which contains MCQ question banks on various chapter wise. It is splitted, which called as topic wise MCQ paper 2, then topic wise past papers, practice papers, TPPs, which are the practice papers for many topics in IGCSE, and there's a subjective paper which is paper 4. Along with it, there is a comprehensive course, and this course contains all question banks for paper 2, paper 4, and alternate to practicals, along with all TPPs, test papers, and exam style questions. And for these test papers and TTPs, if you do the MCQs, they will be checked at once, and you will get the answers along with your ranks and the grades. Whereas the subjective papers, if you do and upload them, you will receive the checked papers after 48 hours. Within 48 hours, you will receive these checked papers along with the answers and the correct answers as per the IGCSE mark scheme. So I hope this website will be useful for you. If you want, you can go and explore this comprehensive course or any other course which you wish to buy.